Hello everyone. Today we're gonna have a look at a technique that you might consider using if you want to enhance or accentuate your light source. And the main purpose is to draw more attention towards your light source and sort of produce that bleed of light across your subjects. So when you use it is entirely up to you, but for me personally, I like to use it at almost the end of my post-processing, when I am adding the final dodge and burn to add drama and add mood to my image, which I don't really like to do it at the beginning. It's a very simple technique that involves 3 layers and masking out the areas where you don't want the effects to be. So there can be many different situations that you might end up with. I'm gonna show you just few examples on how to use it. So I'm gonna go to an existing image that I've already applied the technique at. So as we can see that this is my image and the light source is just behind the mountains there at in the far. So if I want to draw the eye a little bit, I'm just using that simple little bit of enhancement, and it, as I said, it just involves 3 layers. We're gonna go through that now in details, and then just masking out the effect where you don't want the effect to be at. Okay, so I'm pressing. So as you can see, I've already masked out the area here. Okay, so we're gonna work out with a very simple image. Okay, this image for example. So I haven't done any kind of retouch to the image, so we can see that there is nice light from behind the mountains coming, and if we want to accentuate that, so we can do that by creating 3 different layers. The first one, we're gonna put the blending mode to soft light, and we're gonna choose a color very similar to our light source. So by Alt or Option clicking on the light source itself and then choosing the color, depending on image from an image, you might want to add some colors to the light source by going to the right hand side, or you want to keep it desaturated and just have the light. So for this particular image, I think I'm just gonna add a little bit saturation, and I'm gonna just keep it bright because I don't want to adjust the brightness here. I'm gonna keep it bright and adjust the brightness and accord with the opacity of the layer itself. So using around a 15% or 14% brush, I'm gonna keep it at 14. I think I have too much saturation, so I'm gonna take out of that saturation a bit. Yeah, so that here is fine. And I am going to slightly paint around the area here. Okay. Maybe here, okay. On my second layer, I'm gonna keep the blending mode to normal, And I'm just gonna select one big brush and just click once. For the third layer, I'm gonna keep it at hard light. I'm gonna keep it almost at the size of my like at the center of my light source, which is around somewhere around here, and I'm just gonna click once, maybe twice. Okay, so now I need to adjust my mask. So I'm gonna group those layers together in one group and add a layer mask. So logically, if the light is coming from here to there, I shouldn't be having too much of light in this area, because the mountain is blocking it. Some light bleed, yes, might occur, but not as the same level as the areas around here, you know, just at the edges where it's supposed to have the highest amount of light. So I'm gonna grab my black soft brush, and I'm gonna keep the opacity at around 18%, so 19%. And you can choose, you can select the mountains in any way you would like. You can use the quick selection tool, or you can use luminosity masks. In this case, I've already made a luminosity masks by using the lights and adjusting it a little bit, adding more contrast to it, because I want to mask out the area here. So I control and clicking on the mask itself, I'm gonna slightly now start brushing out. So I want to start from bottom, adding more black brush here, and it's gonna be easier using a Wacom tablet, but I'm just using a mouse since not everyone have a Wacom tablet. So I'm reducing my opacity again to 12%, because I want less of the black mask as I move up, maybe even 10%. Make it smaller. Take out from the side. Okay. So now let's see. So this was before and this is after. And now I can change the opacity of each individual layers according to what I think is too strong. So usually for the soft light, I like to keep it at 90 to 100%. So in this case, I think 100% is fine, because the normal light, the normal blending mode layer and the hard light do have more effect than the soft light. So for the normal light, I like to keep it around 40 to 70%. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think this is fine at 62%. For the hard light, yeah, I think 84 does look good. So yeah, this is before and this is after. We're gonna have a look at a different example now. Okay, so this is already an edited image. I have edited a very long time ago. So again, it's a bit different here because now I don't want any kind of light coming to this part of the image, because the light source is much further away, and it's closer to that mountain. So in this case, what I would want to use is I want to use my lights. So okay, I'm gonna do the 3 layers and mask out as I did before. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna start with the soft light, and in this particular case, I think adding colors to the image. So wait, why is my mouse okay? To adding colors to my brush might sound better. So I'm gonna keep it bright, just adding a little bit more colors to it. So at around 14%. Okay, I'm just slightly just brushing out that. And that's it. So this one for the normal, I'm gonna choose the one big, gonna keep it here. Okay, and the last one is a hard light, gonna keep it small at the center, 2 clicks. Okay, so now let's group them together. And I want to mask almost everything that is coming from here. So let's show you how I use my luminosity mask. So I'm using TK7, Tony Kuiper actions, and luminosity mask is a whole different series of tutorial that needs to be explained. So I'm gonna use the lights 1. In fact, what I'm gonna do is, to make my life easier, I'm gonna disable this group because it's gonna take a little bit away from here. So let's redo that again. Okay, let's just clear all the channels. Okay, so this is my lights 1. By Control L for the levels, I'm just gonna work on that a little bit. So I want these to be completely black, then inverse the selection. Yeah, this is nice, good contrast. Control I to invert that. So now I am selecting this part of the image only. So now with the black brush, at around 18%, I'm just gonna mask out the areas around here. Maybe I can keep a little bit of the effect here, but from here I want to really just almost take it completely, because the light is going to, flow into this direction to here. Also some little bits on these places. So yeah, okay, I think that is a little bit too much. So what I'm also might want to do now is just reduce it a little bit on the edges. So by using it around 15%. So I'll just want to mask out a little bit. No, not there. Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna adjust the opacity of each individual layer. For the soft light, I think I'm gonna keep it in this case at around 85%. The normal, I'm gonna keep it at 100, or just 85, and the hard light, yeah. So this is before, this is after, before, after. And you can tweak it more to your own liking and to your own taste. The whole purpose of the tutorial is just to show you a way to do it, and then it's all up to you how you want to use it and to serve your image. It might work with some images and add more attention to your light source. Sometimes it doesn't. You have to experiment with it. And that's it for this tutorial. I do hope that you have enjoyed, and thank you for tuning in. Kindly do let me know if you want to any other kind of this tutorial, any specific subject or technique that you might want me to cover. Thank you very much.